Morning. The question's been asked, so what do I regret about moving to Tasmania? And I guess for those of you thinking about moving down here, that's what you want to know, basically. I regret absolutely nothing. What I regret the most is that we didn't do it sooner. And I wish we'd come down 10 years ago, to be honest. Especially listening to the news this morning with the RBA putting interest rates up yet again, and I wonder, well, how much more can people take, particularly if you're living in the city and you've got a big mortgage and it keeps going up, and all of your costs living on the mainland, they were just higher, and down to everything really, from the rates that we've got here now. What do we pay? $1,400 a year for an acre property. I mean, okay, yeah, we don't get services. We don't need them. I can still go in and use the library and all the beautiful walkways that are around, all the public amenities and facilities. But here we have our own water supply. The dump is free in Wynyard, which is a big plus. So, because obviously I make a lot of green waste, so Phil's always taking that to the dump. It doesn't cost us anything. He loves the dump shop. That's one of his favourite places. He's made great friends at the dump shop. There's lots of costs that we now don't have that we did have when we were on the mainland, which made us continuously have to go to jobs that we didn't really like, to be honest. Like, there were days, I used to sales rep for pharmaceutical companies, and there were honestly days when I had to sit in the car waiting to go to my next appointment, talking myself into getting out of the car to go and speak to people to try and sell them products that I really didn't believe in, let's be honest. Try and make my KPIs. It was just a continuous grind. You just felt like you were always living on the edge, on adrenaline. I'd get heart palpitations as I was driving into Brisbane City every time because of the traffic. So, if this is you and you're up there at the moment and you're doing that, or you're in a main city and you've had enough and you want to get out of it and you're scared to do it, honestly, it was the best move that we could have ever made. And as I said, I wished we'd done it 10 years earlier. So don't put it off. Your real estate prices are cheaper down here if you already own a home where you are. If you don't own a home where you are, the rent is cheaper down here. The traffic, I mean, we live on a main highway, you can probably hear the traffic behind me. But the traffic literally is just a pleasure to drive in. If you get stuck at the traffic lights for more than 2 minutes, Phil's going, whoa, what's this traffic? Whereas in Brisbane, it would take me 2 hours sometimes to get home. If I didn't leave the city before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I would be still sitting there on the highway at 7 o'clock at night, trying to get through the traffic sometimes. Or if there's a crash on the Bruce and you're just going, what am I doing? There's so much time wasted in a car, non-productive time, that just it didn't make me happy. Whereas every day here, and I can honestly say, without a word of a lie, every morning, I can't wait to get up. I mean, I can't wait to get up to come out to Propagation World or planning whatever we're doing around the property. Come and make some plants, come and check my plants. There's so much to do around here. We don't make any money, I will say, and we couldn't have done this if we hadn't done the hard yards. So I'm not saying, look, just give up everything and away you go. Yeah, you do have to plan for things, and you have to be in a situation where it's affordable for you to do that as well. But we'd made the plan, we did the hard yards. Yeah, it took some time, but I still do wish we'd done it 10 years earlier and maybe made a few, lifestyle sacrifices or whatever it took to get down here. It was the best thing for our son. He got an apprenticeship. He's now a qualified mechanic and auto sparky, and he's got a fantastic job. I've found a beautiful wife. We've now got a lovely grandchild. Look, everything just fell into place when we came to Tassie, and I didn't have that feeling of stress that we had on the mainland. Phil used to do FIFO, so he was fly in, fly out, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, so we would pass like ships in the night. There'd be sometimes, because I had to fly all around Queensland as well for my job, there were times when we would, catch up on the phone and say, right, okay, well, I'm coming in at such and such, I'll leave the key on the wheel at the airport, you take the car, blah, 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 and trying to organise when you've got kids around, fast-paced jobs and all of that. It's so hard. And the level of guilt that you feel is huge sometimes. One of the pivotal moments that made me want to make changes in how we wanted to live the rest of our lives, and I'll never forget it. I was standing in line at the airport waiting to catch a flight, and my son rang me, and he was only young at this stage, and when I say young, I can't remember, he might have been 11 or 12 or something, and he couldn't find his white shirt because a certain day of the week they had to wear it to school, and he was quite upset, and he just said, Mum, can you just come home? Can you just come home? And he started crying. And I'm stuck in a line at the airport waiting to catch a flight to go to a job that I didn't even like, and the most important thing in my life, which is family, was needing me, and I could not get out of that line. I'll never forget that. So I think, you have to do what feels right for you, but in moving to Tassie, I can honestly say I don't have any regrets. Just wish we'd done it sooner. You'll save a lot of money. You'll live a much healthier lifestyle. There's so much to do and see here. There's such beautiful scenery, amazing bushwalks, amazing beach walks, amazing beaches, full stop, amazing food. I can't really rate it highly enough. The people here are so friendly, in comparison, and this might just be my experience. You guys might have a completely different experience. Please let me know, I'm all ears. However, I used to feel if I was walking down the city streets and if I'd fallen down, I'd often think this to myself if I was walking along, like, if I just dropped down at the moment and had some sort of a heart attack or some sort of a conniption, I guarantee everybody would just walk over me, because you can literally, when you're in a city, you try and smile at people and it's just like, I don't know whether they're zoned out, whether they're just focused on what they're doing, whether they're so stressed, they've got no time for other people. I don't know. But I hated it. And down here, you can, if we go into Wynyard, which is 7 minutes away, so that's our nearest town, which has pretty much everything. You've got a supermarket, you've got like a shipload, you've got banks, you've got butchers, cafes, library, servos, hotel, everything you need, right? One big long main street. I'll do a video of it one day so you can see. But everyone talks to you. Everyone smiles. Everyone is happy. And it's beautiful. Phil and I go for a walk along, there's a beautiful walkway that runs along the river in Wynyard there, and guaranteed your walk takes longer than you think it's going to take, because you end up having a chat with people. And to me, that's how life should be. So hit me up if you've got any questions, if there's anything you want to know about moving to Tassie. But all I can say is, if you haven't been down here, come and have a look for yourself, because you won't be disappointed. It's just a visual feast for the eyes, and it's good for the soul. Anyway, I've got to get back to propagating, which is what I'm meant to be doing, so I better get back to it. So I hope that's helpful. Have a great day.